What's up, guys? Rick from DFS On Demand here with the one and done preview for the US Open. If you want the full DFS preview, go watch that. I just posted it. So go watch that. But this is for a one and done pool, which we are kind of getting our butts kicked. Let me show you where we stand here. Last week, we had 3 guys make the cut and return a few pennies on the dollar. Unfortunately, we watched Brooks Koepka get off to a hot start. I think he was either the first round leader or one off the lead after Thursday. Kind of just faded after that. Played okay, didn't play great. I thought we were going to be able to come on here and have a big win in the one lineup that we needed it in, that we were doing well with. We only banked $41,000, so kind of back to the drawing board on that one. Stenson banked us $50,000, nothing to write home about, and our buddy Luke List gives us, what I was gonna say a Toyota Camry, but I don't know how much Toyota Camrys cost. I have no idea. Someone guess how much a Toyota Camry costs. Comment it. Like, don't cheat. Like, closest without going over. I'll give you something. Send you a high five or something. I don't know. All right. So what we've got here for this week, with it being obviously the U.S. Open with a major, we're going to have our pick of any player in the field because they're all playing. Obviously, we've burned a lot of them, but we need to bank the money. We need to, this is not only part of segment 3, it's part of the major segment, and it's also obviously for the full season standing. So it's going to be very important. So who are we going to roster? Unfortunately, I love a lot of guys. So here's the cheat sheet for this week. Again, if you go watch the whole DFS video if that's something you're interested in. But just to kind of talk through some of these guys here, all of these guys at the top, you could really make a case for. DJ, if I still had him, I'd love to burn him right now. Excellent US Open record. Odds on favorite to win. Looked amazing. Looked awesome last week. I'd love to roster him. But you could really get me a case for any one of these guys. Like, if I still had Spieth and I was chasing, this would be a great time to get Spieth, right? Because no one's using him. No one's using Spieth in a one and done with his form coming in. So if you're trying to make up ground, you still have Spieth and you can stomach a little volatility, why don't you go out and roster him? I love Justin Rose. I love Jon Rahm. I love Brooks Koepka. Even if you want to go a little bit further, I love Tommy Fleetwood. I wish I had the cojones to roster Tommy Fleetwood in this situation. I probably don't, but I really do love Tommy Fleetwood. If you need to go down and get Adam Scott or Paul Casey, that's probably not even that terrible. So it's really interesting. If you just want something safe and you really don't want to, you can use Matt Kuchar. There's really options for everyone here. But we've got to keep the pedal down. I'm going to go with a few different guys here. And I had to get a little bit creative because I've used a lot of these guys already. Okay, so lineup number 1, this is the one that we were doing the best in the segment. We need to kind of keep it rolling. I'm going to roster here Justin Rose, who under the radar has been essentially the best DraftKings player. I know that doesn't correlate to finishes, but the best DraftKings player in the last about 12 months. Him and DJ are right there at the top of the list and no one else. So I love Justin Rose. We've seen him find some success at US Opens in the past. He's sneaky long. I'm cool with rostering him here. So we'll take Justin Rose in. Oh, I might have just spoiled it. I don't know if you guys were paying attention. Justin Rose here. In our lineup number 2, we've used a lot of these guys. So just to kind of show you who I've used, I've used Dustin Johnson in all 3 lineups. You can see. We actually did pretty good. We got no worse than 150 grand out of him for anything. Rory, I have used in lineups 1 and 3. Justin Thomas, I've used in 1 and 2. Jason Day, I've used in 1 and 2. So just to kind of give you an idea. I think I've played Ricky Fowler in all of them. Yeah, played Ricky Fowler in all of them. So what I'm going to do here is in lineup number 2, I'm going to burn Rory here. So this is a tactic that I'm hoping will kind of set me apart just a little bit. I think if you're going to burn a stud, a lot of guys are going to burn DJ right now. A lot of guys are going to burn Day. I just think that we tend to see Americans get owned more often at the US Open. And people are probably saving Rory for like the Open Championship. So I'm going to try to sneak in and drop Rory in this lineup and see what kind of ownership we can get him at. And then really in the last lineup, we actually have a lot of options left. Haven't used, I mean, I've kind of just been in the dumps from the start. Maybe why because I haven't used anybody. But we just haven't gone out and burnt anyone. So I can see we've used, what's that? DJ, we used Phil, we used Rory, and we used Spieth. Otherwise, we're pretty wide open. So I'm going to take another guy that I think is going to be able to find a lot of success here at the U.S. Open, and I'll show you why I think that. So if I sort this by average DraftKings points at the U.S. Open, you can see Koepka with 5 starts, and then here's Jason Day, 7 starts, averaging 61 DraftKings points, an average of a 26th place finish at U.S. Opens. It's a type of format that sets up pretty well for him. So I will be taking Jason Day in this final lineup and burning 3 what I would deem to be studs. So let me just make sure I didn't burn anything. And we actually still have Rose in both of the last 2 lineups. That'll be pretty good come like playoff time. Rory, okay, we're good there. I only used him. This will be the last Rory that we use. And then Jason Day, this will be the last that we use of him as well. We haven't got a lot of money from him this year. 25,000 and 89,000 is not enough. We need a couple $100,000. So we are now, 24 weeks into this season. We are still looking for our first win. Will it be here at the U.S. Open? I wonder what the odds are if we could go all season long and not get a win. But here we go. So let me know who you're going to play. Let me know if you like using Rory for the U.S. Open instead of using him at the Open Championship, which I think everyone will. And then do not cheat. Tell me what you think a Toyota Camry is worth. MSRP. I'm just going to go to their website and see. And closest without going over, I will send you a free month to DFS on demand. We'll play a little game. All right, guys. Talk to you soon. Good luck this week. See ya.